I want to welcome you to the Knackly Getting Started video. You will have received an email with the details of how to log into your account. So when you first log in, this is a page that you'll see, and you'll use your email and the password that you set up. You just click sign in, and now you're into the system. So the first thing that you'll want to do when you first come in is you'll want to make sure, go to your settings, make sure that you can add your logo, any colors that you want to have. Go through and do that first. And as we go through this video, you will see, depending on, we continue to add more features to the product, so some things will be adjusted depending on when this video was recorded and where you're at now. So the next thing that we want to do is I want to give you understanding of how Knackly works. So as part of the Jumpstart process, we have gone through and created gotten some things in place for you so that you can start out and start developing quickly. But in this video, I want to just go through some of the areas that you'll need to understand and just to go over it. So first off, over here on the left hand side of the screen, you'll see a company formation, and with this box here, that means it's what we call a collection. So this is all the information that is going to go into your templates, and a collection consists of variables, templates, formulas, and apps. And an app is basically what controls the interview process when you or your clients are looking at it. Here we have what's called an object, and an object is basically a group of information. So it consists of variables, templates, and formulas. And a better example here is this party. You'll see a party. So we've got our first, middle name, last name, address, all the information associated with it. And in this, you may use some or all of these. And in Knackly, when you go through and automate the template, it's going to hide and show the relevant information for you automatically. So you can have a whole bunch of information here, and some of it will be used and some of it will not be used. You can also reorder things. So say I really would like county after zip code, I can just drag and move things around to what makes sense for you. And I just click save. Now here is what's called a table. So we can go through and say who the attorneys are going to be. We can add phone numbers. We can add different addresses. We can add new columns if we want. This is just information that you'll need, and same with, we've got this list of states, same sort of situation where you can go through and add more things. So if for example in Alabama or in the state you have different information that's associated with the state, you can go through and add a new column here and have that information come in. So that gives you kind of a basic overview of how this side works. So now I'm going to come to the company information, and I want to go through and start creating some variables that I can use and will show up on my information. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Add New Variable. In this case, I want to create information about my client. So in this example, we're going to use a client, a spouse, and some children, so you can see how objects come in. So in this case, it's just a single item. So I'm going to click Single Object. And here's where I'm going to go through and select that object. So I want to use a party, and I'm going to call it client. And you'll see here that we will, at this level, we're going to always, when we're at the company formation or the collection level, we're going to use as kind of a naming convention initial caps. Okay. And then I'm going to go through and add a spouse. So I'm going to do that as an object, as a party, enter that, and then I'm going to add children. So a naming convention that you can use is if you need a list of people, then you can go through, and I recommend we'll do a party, naming it as a plural, so children, so as opposed to child, because it's going to have multiple people coming in. And say I want to have other parties, just as a I'll put that there. Okay, and no spaces can be there. So now we've got these set up, and initially we will have a lot of these items set up for you as part of the Jumpstart process, but I wanted to show you how this works. So when you first get there, after we've gone through and done the initial setup for you, you can actually click templates, and we're just going to have a sample for you to use. Or if you've already given us your first document, you're going to have your first document here that we've done some initial programming on. So now I'll just go ahead and click download, and then I can open it. I'll enable editing, and then I can start doing some programming, and other videos go more into the programming and what's required in order to do that. The next step will be is if I make any adjustments to this template, the process is to go through and click upload. I will go to where I've saved my Knackly template, and I'm going to click open. And everything came up, everything was exactly the way it needed to be, and I can click save. Now, for example, if you have something, and we go into this in other videos, but say for example I mistyped something. I had this client cell phone and I uploaded it, but yet I don't have in my party, I don't have a cell phone, so it's not going to be there. But just so that you can see what will happen is when I click upload, party variable has no property named cell phone. So under my client, which is here, then I know I can go look at party, and I can click on that, and then I can go down here and I can see, oh, I don't have a cell phone. So what I would need to do is go ahead and add one called cell phone. I add it. That looks good. Now I'm just going to come back here. I can upload that same template and then click save. Now I have my cell phone. So with that, I now have my first template. Now the other things that I want to show you is we have variables, and I kind of talked about this a little bit sooner in the video, templates, formulas, and other videos will go, you can go to our help button here and you can see more information about how these work. And then apps. So here I've got my Knackly sample, and this Knackly sample right here is associated with this right here. Now if I want this, I can actually have, right now it's just associated with my sample template, but if I want to add multiple templates here, I can go through and add multiple templates and add them to here and add logic here to be able to have multiple documents generated at once. And we have other videos that go into how to do that. I just now want to go over some additional resources. So if I click on here, you will be taken to our support page where you will see training videos. This is kind of more technical functions, and then we have quick examples that we continue to build out, and all this will continue to be added to. You can have different types of formatting and have your questions answered. Also, if you do have issues, you can also create a new support ticket here where you can submit any, if you see a bug or you're not sure how to do something, you can also do that, and we will get back to you as quickly as we can. Thank you very much, and we are looking forward to working with you to automate your business and practice with Knackly.